This is the point we're at with the hair. Hello! I hope you guys are all okay and all good. Welcome to another video. My name is George. For those of you who don't know, feel free to subscribe down below if you're not already. And this is writing vlog number 2. I hadn't intended to upload the second writing vlog so quickly, but I took a lot of footage on the Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday that I was writing. I took an awful lot of footage, and actually it kind of inadvertently created an episode of this. So I decided to upload this one sooner rather than later. There's a lot of ups and downs in this one, I'm not going to lie about it. It starts very up, and then it takes a little bit of a turn. So, you know, such is life. But for those of you that were here at the end of the last writing vlog, you will remember that on sample number 1, I was on 6,339 words, and on samples 2 and 3, I'd not started yet. So we were hoping for a big writing week. Let's get into it. Hi, it is Wednesday, the 20th of March, and I am about to sit down and crack on with some things. I've had a fairly busy morning. I woke up earlier than my alarm, which I hate. I went for a run. I did some things that weren't running, which is a rare moment. Like, I did burpees and press-ups and sit-ups and stuff, and like, it was horrible and it was hard, but I did it. And that's all that matters. So I've done that. I've had to put my fan back on because it's warm. It's a very, very warm day. Windows are open, fan is on, praying for death. So I've also had a couple of emails to reply to, a couple of messages to reply to, and I've had to do some, I've got like a couple of other projects that I'm working on at the moment that I've had to do stuff for, but now it is 1:10 and it's finally time to sit down and do 1, some freelance work, and 2, some writing. So that is what I am doing today. As I said at the end of the last video, if you made it to the end of the last video, I am on 6,339 words for sample number 1, 0 for sample number 2, and 0 for sample number 3. So the words are waiting for me to make them, so I'm about to go and make them. I hope you guys are all good. I hope you're having, whatever day this goes up, I hope you're having a good time, and I hope life is good right now. It's a weird time, but I just want to, like, hope that life is good. We seem to have made it to that midnight time of night once again, and I'm at my desk. I've spent the evening with Jordan, made dinner, watched some TV, had a really nice time, and technically it's now Thursday, but I just wanted to get a bit more writing done before I finished up for the day, because I didn't get a huge amount done today. I didn't get as much done as I wanted to, because I had to edit the writing vlog, which went up today, which I forgot to upload. I had to do that. I also had some work stuff that I needed to do as well, so I didn't like get a chance to kind of really get into this until like later on in the afternoon, which is kind of a shame, but the progress that I've made is good. I'm at 8,196 words. I've written 2,000 words today, which is pretty good going, I think, and I've sort of jumped around a little bit. Like, I'm just looking at it now, and while I've done most of chapter 1 and 2, there's like little gaps here and there that I need to fill in. Chapter 3, I just sort of have the end of like just like a page of, and then chapter 4, I've sort of like done the beginning of, and chapter 5, I've done like the opening of, because I realised the opening of chapter 5, I started writing the opening of chapter 3 and thought, actually no, this is the opening of chapter 5, so I moved it. And that might sound weird. I'm writing 2 timelines, so it's alternating the timeline. So because I'm doing that, I'm sort of writing 2 stories, but they both interconnect because it's the timelines. So I'm just sort of, I'm figuring that out while I'm doing it, which is kind of complicated, but I'm pleased with what I've just written. I've got myself to a point where, if you watch the end of the last writing vlog where I was saying about how I like to finish in the middle of a chapter, technically now I'm in the middle of like 3, but in chapter 4, I'm at a point where when I come back to this tomorrow, I'll be in a very like, I'm in a heightened place to do it. So that's good. But now I'm going to go to bed, because I want to get up and run tomorrow and have a productive day. I've got like a couple of like video call things set up for tomorrow. So there's like little chunks of the day that are taken out, and I've got freelance stuff that I need to do, but more of this tomorrow. If I can write 2,000 words tomorrow, I'm going to break 10k, which is kind of amazing for like only a few days work. And then before I know it, I'll be jumping over to sample number 2. It seems like what I'm doing is I'm going to write this sample and then go to the other one and write that one and then come back to edit this one. That feels like the way it's going to go. No guarantees, but that's how it's feeling right now. But yeah, more tomorrow. Good night. Hello, good afternoon. It is 20 to 2 Oh, Jesus. On on Thursday, the 21st of May. I have not started work yet. I woke up a little late this morning because I went to bed quite late, as you will have seen in the previous clip. And I went for a run and did like a HIIT workout in a park after that. And then came back and like showered and got myself ready for the day. Had some breakfast, hung out with Jordan for a little bit. Did like a vocal warm up and some singing because I've got like a singing thing later on. And yeah, now I'm just kind of setting myself up and getting myself ready to go to get some words done today, because I could be at 10,000 words by the end of today, and that'd be pretty damn cool on that first sample. So I want to get to work and I want to do that. I uploaded my writing vlog last night. It went up late because I forgot to upload it because I am stupid. So I'm going to tweet about that today because I don't know how many people are interested in it or interested in these kind of videos, but like no one watched it. Not many people watched it. So I want to kind of tweet about it so that if people don't know it's there, they then know it's there. So anyway, enough about that. And then I'm just going to crack on with my day. Yeah, that's all. I just want to kind of dive in. I've got some freelance work that I need to do today as well. So I'm going to try and be a very productive bean today. We'll see what actually happens. Okay, so we're at 9,100 words and now I need to get ready for like my video call thing. So I'm going to go and do that. And that's going to like take me into the evening, most likely. But I've done a solid 1,000 words. Finishing in the middle of a chapter last night, or like in the middle of like a section that was really exciting to write, has really served me well. So if anyone so that is like a little tip, I guess. Like I seem to do it without meaning to most of the time, but last night I did it intentionally. Like I got to a point and I intentionally stopped and thought I will come back to this tomorrow. And actually it's really helped because it means that I've like done a very, very quick 1,000 words before I have to get ready to do something else. So yes, that is a good thing. And now I have to get ready for this video call thing. And then I'll come back to it later probably, although I should probably jump over and do some freelance work because I've not done any of that today. So I'll probably jump over and do some freelance work and then I'll come back to this later on this evening maybe. I don't know, decisions to be made. I feel like I should have scheduled my day better today, but I haven't, but I will tomorrow. Sometimes just putting in a little like plan of what you're going to do throughout the day is really, really useful because like my phone will literally buzz and say, this time till this time, you're meant to be doing this. And I feel so guilty if I'm not doing that thing that I then go and do it. So like timetabling your life during these very strange times, or when you're a freelancer, can actually be a really useful thing. So I've not done that today, which is probably why I'm a little bit all over the place. But we'll do it for tomorrow and for Saturday. So yes, I need to start making more video during the day because this is 2 days in a row where you're just getting kind of the update like at night. Hello. So my video call thing went well. I'm not going to talk much about that because it wasn't really anything to do with book stuff or writing stuff. It was just a thing that I was doing. It was super fun. I then had some food and did some freelance work and did a bit more writing and had dinner and did all sorts of stuff. But the big news right now is that like I'm at 12,000 words on this sample. So I am 12,000 words in to a new book, which is really exciting and really cool. And I'm very, very excited to be there. I have no idea where it's going at this point, which is kind of worrying. Like I'd only kind of planned to a point. So I've sort of written that part and now I have to I'm going to have to do some serious outlining and figure out where the rest of the book goes. I also think that hindsight being the wonderful thing that it is, I don't think there's enough going on at this point. I think there's kind of the main plot line and that's kind of it, which is a problem. But I'm at 12,000 words. There is much work to be done. But essentially, I have like my main plot thread and that is kind of the only thing that is happening in the book at this point. And in order for the book to work, obviously there needs to be like a lot of different things going on and a lot of plot lines that are running at the same time. So I need to figure out what those things are, which will come with outlining, and 2, I then need to put them into this like beginning to make sure that that's all working out. So that's something that I need to do in the next couple of days. Probably I can start putting that into an outline. I think I will get to the end of this current chapter, which is chapter 6. And maybe that's where I'll stop for the time being and I'll go back to my outline and I'll figure out what's happening. My computer just went dark. And I'll go back to my outline and I'll figure out what's happening in that and try and get that finished before I go back and edit this. So basically after tomorrow, if I get to the end of this chapter, I will then be jumping over to the other book idea, I think, but I don't know. But this is really exciting. I'm at 12,000 words, so I've kind of doubled my word count since the end of the last writing vlog, which I'm very, very pleased with. So that is good. We're off to a good start with this writing vlog. I'm very pleased with it. So yeah, I'm now going to stop writing and have a little read before I go to bed. I'm not doing a workout tomorrow because my legs hurt so much after today's. So no workout tomorrow, just work. Hello, good morning, greetings and salutations. It is Friday, the 22nd of May. I woke up like half an hour ago and I've just been lazing around in bed looking at social media, and I just wanted to like quickly say thank you to the couple of people that have reached out to me to talk about the last writing vlog. There are a couple of people that have gotten in touch and said how much they enjoyed it, how much it has helped them because they're also writing, or it's just something that they found interesting, and that means an awful lot to me because though those videos don't get huge amounts of views and they don't get huge amounts of engagement, and like I always wonder whether people actually care. So it's nice that a couple, and I don't know, it's that weird sort of feeling of validation that I shouldn't need but I do want. So I just want to say thank you to anyone who's reached out to me and talked about that because that's really nice. So yeah, I'm glad that they are helping some people in some way when they're writing their drafts and trying to finish their books. So 1, thank you for that. 2, I spent a little bit of time last night thinking about current book, sample number 1. I spent a little bit of time last night thinking about sample number 1 before I went and started reading. I'm reading We Are the Ants by Sean David Hutchinson, which is a fabulous little book. I'm like 70 pages in. I'm really, really enjoying it. I've kind of gone off the boil a little bit with reading in the last couple of weeks because I've been working on writing stuff and I've had freelance stuff to do, but I'm reading that and it's glorious. But anyway, I spent a little bit of time last night thinking about this little book, and I know that I was talking about subplots a little bit last night, and I just want to go into that a little bit more. I even read the first sample that I did of Boy Queen, and there's a lot missing from it. So I'm trying to remember that this is a draft 0, that I have literally like I've like planned a little bit, but I've mostly free written this whole thing. So I don't want to put too much pressure on it, and I don't want to be comparing it to this this uncorrected proof copy that I have of Boy Queen, which has all of the things in it and has been seen by 3 different editors and has had a lot of input from a lot of different people. So I need to not be comparing this new thing to that. That's a little bit there. And I was thinking about the subplots of it and what those could be and trying to figure out, and this will come from me outlining and come from me kind of figuring out who the rest of these characters are, because I'm very aware at the moment that much like in that initial draft of Boy Queen, my like secondary characters aren't as fleshed out and aren't as clear and don't seem to have their own things going on at this stage. Which is fine because it's a draft 0, we can fix that. And I think just by taking a little bit of time to sit down today and work on some outlining stuff, instead of doing some writing, like some actual physical writing, like words for the book, it will be words to kind of back the book up. By doing that, I think that will help me a lot. So I know I said last night that I might go and finish chapter 6 first, but what I think I'm actually going to do is I'm going to try and outline the whole book today. And we'll see how that goes. I'm going to try and outline the whole book and figure out the bits that I want to put in. And then instead of doing it, I might leave it for a little bit and work on something different. And that's purely just to give myself a little bit of space from it, because obviously those 6,000 words I wrote in like 2 or 3 days. And then I've written like another 6,000 words in the last 2 or 3 days. So I don't want to like, I said this in one of my other writing vlogs, and I do think that it still applies here, that when you are writing something, it's important that you take time away from it because you can come back to it with almost fresh eyes. And while leaving it a week won't be like fresh, it will be like enough that I can come back to it, and hopefully my brain will have done that fun thing where it's like ticking away in the background and helping make things work, which is how a lot of the ideas for this book came in the first place. I was working on the proofread for Boy Queen. If you've watched the last writing vlog, I was working on the proofread for Boy Queen, and the ideas for this were sort of ticking away in the background. So I think that might be a useful thing to do. And I'm going to try it. It's possible that I might be completely lying and I'm just going to go and work on it anyway because it's new words. I guess it's sort of my like taking time away thing doesn't it does apply, but it doesn't apply at the same time because it's new words that I've not really spent a lot of time with. So I don't know. We'll see what today brings, but it's Friday. So I hope you're all doing well. I don't know if I've even said that in this video. How rude of me, but I hope you're all doing well. And whenever you're watching this, I hope you're doing well. Yeah, onwards. Okay, slight realization. In my last writing vlog, I was incredibly honest with you because I had like my massive sad moment at my desk, and I realized that I'm not being honest. Okay, so I'm very pleased that I've made it to 12,000 words. It's such an achievement. It's a milestone. Well, actually 10 is a milestone. 12 is kind of heading towards the next milestone, but it is still a milestone. So I made it to 12,000 words, which I'm really, really pleased with. But there was that bit of me last night that was aware of the subplot situation and got a little bit sad that it wasn't this perfect book yet. This is why I'm talking about not comparing it to Boy Queen in its like current form, because Boy Queen has been edited. Boy Queen has been seen by a lot of people. It's gone through a lot of drafts. It's gone through a lot of changes. Whereas this hasn't yet. No one has seen this apart from, well, Katie and Lani saw a chapter, but apart from me, no one has seen it. So I did get a tiny bit sad last night after I did it, because I was a little bit like, this isn't to a standard. But of course it's not to a standard. It's like not even a first draft. It's draft 0. So yeah, taking a few notes about like writing a few notes down about what subplot things would be and kind of thinking about how I'm going to outline it. That was my solution. So what I've just told you in the last clip before this one is my solution to me feeling sad that the book isn't like already amazing. So yeah, I was feeling sad and now I'm okay, sort of. We'll figure it out. Okay, so getting stuff done today has been a bit of a struggle. I'm taking off my glasses. I have a hair in my eye. It is 10 to 5 and I've started working on like a more detailed outline, figuring out what I'm going to do and figuring out exactly how it's going to work. I don't know if it's good. I'm at this point where it's like I've written 12,000 words of a thing and suddenly I'm like questioning if the thing actually works or if it's actually any good, which is not ideal. So yeah, I'm going to go for a walk, I think, because I'm allowed to go for a walk. So I'm going to go for a walk. I'm going to clear my head, might listen to an audiobook for a little bit and yeah, and then I'll come back and I'll see how I'm feeling and I'll see what I want to do. But I'm kind of feeling a little bit like iffy about it all of a sudden, and I don't know what that is. I don't know whether I'm just overthinking it or what. I think I just need to like, I don't know, maybe I need to do like a writing sprint or just kind of set myself a timer and just like try and burn through this thing and not get distracted. I think I'm overthinking it. I had a video call with Lani and Katie earlier on today and I wish I'd have brought it up then. I wish I'd known that I was feeling this way then, because then I could have talked it out with them and we could have helped figure it out. So maybe I'll send them a voice memo on my walk or something. I don't know. I think I might be overthinking it. Me? Overthinking? Never. Anyway, I'm going to go for a walk and we'll figure it out. So, I'm out on my walk. It's a much nicer day than yesterday. Yesterday was far too hot. Today it just happens to be a little bit cooler, so I feel like I can actually breathe. So I'm on my walk, as I've already said, and stop doing that when I get nervous about vlogging in public. And I've just sent like so many voice notes between Katie and I, which Lani is now hilariously just catching up on. So sent like a few things through about like raising the stakes and kind of figuring out subplots and making sure that the book still has legs and the thing that I'm doing makes sense. This is what I'm talking about, by the way. In the end of my last video, when I was kind of giving my little tips and saying about needing a network and needing people to talk to about your writing, this is what I mean. Like the fact that I've just got another one through now. The fact that I've like got Lani and Katie and that I can ping them a little message and say, does this make sense? Or like, I'm worried about this. What if I try this? And they're kind of offering solutions and offering help. Like, you need people like that, because writing can be a very solitary business and it can be very hard to do it on your own, and there are a lot of people that do, and there are a lot of people that do that very successfully. But I always think it's good to have like a little network in place, or a little someone who you can kind of run an idea by to make sure that it makes sense. And that is the sermon. And now just listen to this next voice note. Yeah, I'm feeling better. See? networks and outdoors. It all works. So I made it home, jumped to my computer, and I took some notes about all the things that Katie, Lani and I talked about, just to kind of make sure I get it down before it goes out of my head. What I was saying just then, like, I feel like I need to clarify a little bit. Like, you don't necessarily need to be like, they don't need to be like critique partners or anything like that. They just need to be people that you can talk to about your book. People that will listen to you and offer you insight, and kind of when you're having a struggle and you're like, I don't know if this works. Do you think this makes sense? They can say like yes or no, or offer you alternatives. It's just sort of that. So I've done that. I've written all that down. So I feel like I better jump back into my outline. I'm going to have some food, and then I'm going to do some freelance work. I've got a video call tonight, and then I'll do some more of that before I go to bed, probably. So yes, we are moving on. Whew. Had a moment there, didn't I? Looked like I was going to freak out. I did a little bit. Not a lot though, just a bit. Hello! It is Saturday the 23rd of May. I have already been for a workout today. I say already, it's 12:10. I've been for a workout this morning. I spent some time with Jordan before he heads off to work. I'm about to have some breakfast and watch the new episode of Drag Race before I crack on with doing some work. I talked a lot yesterday, I realise, and didn't do like my middle of the night update like I had started to do, because I thought, just go to sleep, George, for goodness sake. So I did some freelance work for a little bit after my video call, and then I wrote down any notes and anything that I could think of for this outline. So I'm going to tell you a little something. I know I've been really cagey about like what the story's about and anything like that, because I don't want to have to like do the whole and now this book isn't happening thing. But it's just a sample. So I'm going to let you know that I'm writing two timelines. So I'm writing a timeline running forward and a timeline running backwards. It sounds complicated because it kind of is, but I've like set up a little table in a Word document, and I'm writing down, I'm like trying to plan it out in that way, because as I've already said, I like came to the end of like the sample bit and figured out some of the stuff that I need to do. And one of those things is to kind of plan the rest of it. So I need to have a full outline or synopsis at least to send to Macmillan when we like submit it. So doing that now saves me a job later, I guess. So it also means that when I come back to redraft this, I know what I'm doing, and I know the kind of things that I need to kind of be peppering in there to make it better, hopefully. So that's what I need to do. Today I have freelance work to do. I need to make a video for tomorrow, for Monday. I need to make a video for Monday, and I think I know what I'm going to do, so that's good. And then I have freelance stuff that I really need to do today, so I'm probably going to be focusing more on that than I am on book stuff. But I've done my usual like day scheduling thing. So I've scheduled time to do video stuff, I've scheduled time to do freelance things, and I've scheduled time to write stuff for me. So if all goes well, I should have a fairly productive day today, and I will keep you posted on exactly how that goes. Onwards. So I'm annoyed at myself, and I'm going to tell you why I'm annoyed. It is Saturday the 23rd of May. I've already started this video, so actually I don't think I need to say anything else. That is my tripod behind me. Do you want to know how my tripod's behind me? My beauty light is also on. I have tried to record a video 3 times and it's just not worked. So there probably isn't going to be a video tomorrow because it's just not worked, and I'm annoyed at myself, and I'm annoyed at the video, and I'm annoyed at the time that it's taken because it's thrown me off schedule for today. I've recorded bits and pieces of my writing vlog, as you will have seen. And I also finished recording my bookshelf tour, which is going to be so freaking long I can't even cope, because like it's so much video. But because the bookshelf tour took more time than I thought it was going to, and then, oh my god, that's my washing, I'm so sorry, oh my god. The bookshelf tour took more time than I thought it was going to take to do, and then I realised I didn't have a video for Monday, and because the bookshelf tour video was so long, I was like, okay, I don't have time to edit this right now. What can I make that's quicker that I can do for Monday? And then I've tried to film this thing twice, and in the time that I've tried to film it and tried to make it work, I probably could have edited the bookshelf tour video. So I'm very irritated at myself at this point in time, because it also means that I've not got a huge amount of work done today because I've been trying to do other things. I've got some freelance work done. I've got a fair amount of freelance work done. I've not got a lot of book work done. So it's been productive in some ways and unproductive in others. Yeah, I think I need to start planning my content better and figuring out when videos are going up, because otherwise I'm just sort of floundering, and I keep getting to this point where I don't know what I'm going to put up, and I keep doing that, and I think that's what's holding me back. So I think I need to figure out a way to plan my YouTube videos, which I've never done before. Because normally, I say normally, I don't know, I feel like scheduling wasn't such a huge deal when I was first doing YouTube, or it didn't feel like such a huge deal. And there were times when there were videos that would go up on particular days just because those are the days that it made sense. Like when I was talking about TV stuff and I was talking about something the day after it happened. So those ones just made sense. And now I'm just like, what? And I think I always used to try and do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I think way back in the day. So I just had like an accidental schedule, but now I try and have one and fail. So I think I need to be more productive in that sense. So we ended on a bit of a sad note in that one, because I was just annoyed at myself that I feel like I squandered that entire day because I didn't plan it enough. And I think what I was doing, I was setting very unrealistic goals about what I wanted to achieve that day, and to kind of rush to make a video just was not the tea. So I shouldn't have done it. And in doing that, I then stopped myself having a video on Monday, because obviously I could have edited the bookshelf tour in the time that I spent trying to make that video. Life is strange. Since then, I've spent the last couple of days off with Jordan, mostly hanging out and chilling. I spent that evening looking up ways to become more productive. I was looking up this thing called Notion, which is an app that I have started using. I'm going to give you more detail on that when I've used it for a little bit longer, but I'm enjoying it so far. And in many aspects of my life, it already is proving to be quite a useful little thing. But because I'm not just using it for my YouTube content, I'm using it for like weekly agendas, and I'm using it for boy queen stuff. So it's kind of already proving itself to be quite a useful app. If I can make a habit of using it, I think it could be kind of life-changing in the best possible way. So that's what we're doing to kind of solve the productivity issue. We're kind of getting on that. Outline-wise, I've spent the last few days not really thinking about it all that much. I've been trying to keep it out of my head, because that seems to be when a lot of work is done. I mentioned that somewhere in the middle of the vlog, how like it works away in the background and then you'll come back to it hopefully with fresher eyes and it'll kind of work a bit better. So that's what I'm hoping for when I come to work on it again this week. So that's sort of where I am. Once again, I stand by everything that I said about having a network, or at the very least having people that you can talk to about your work. I think it's so essential, and it can be so useful. Honestly, if it hadn't been for Lonnie and Casey on that Friday, I think I would have just spent the next couple of days feeling really terrible about it and like it wasn't the right thing and it wasn't going to work. But because I spoke to them and because I had their insight on it, it meant that I kind of came back, took a bunch of notes, and then just sort of left it, which kind of wasn't what I was supposed to do. But I've kind of left it, and we'll see what it's like when I come back to it this week. Hopefully I don't hate it. So yeah, even though this kind of was fewer days than I'd intended on it being, it was actually kind of a very productive like 4-day period, because in those first 2 or 3 days, I essentially wrote 6,000 words and then had a confidence crisis and then sort of put myself back up again and then got annoyed at my lack of productivity. It was a whole journey. Wasn't it fun? But yes, that means at the end of writing vlog number 2, we have sample number 1 is at 12,010 words. Sample number 2 and 3 I have not touched yet. And I imagine that those will be things that I will be looking at in the next writing vlog. I'm not entirely sure what my plan is going to be going forward. Like, there is a part of me that wants to get this outline done for sample number 1 and then go back and work on it. But there's the other bit of me, the more sensible bit of me, I think, which is saying get your outline done and then go to the other sample and then come back to it later. That's the sensible part of my brain. So we'll see what I actually do. I don't know what it's going to be. Just proceeding blindly, stumbling wildly through the wilderness of new writing land. But that is the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you did, don't forget to put a thumb on it and subscribe down below if you want to see more. If you made it this far, 1, good for you, because this is a long one, I think. And 2, please leave the lipstick emoji in the comments below. And I don't mean like the tube of lipstick, I mean the little kiss, the one that looks like these. Leave that in the comments below, because I don't know, I really like it. It feels like interaction. But that's the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. I love each and every one of your faces, and I'll speak to you as soon as I possibly can. Hopefully on some kind of schedule. Bye!